Hi, Chris here from Truly Holistic. Time for an update, July updates. Now, a lot's been happening, okay? Ascension energies are moving very quickly, okay? And what I'm finding the most important thing to do for clients at the moment is calibrating them to the ascension, okay? Now, because the ascension is all about upgrade of knowledge and wisdom, okay? If we are not calibrating to that energetic change that's occurring at the time, then we are functioning on a system that is not really compatible with the energy changes that are occurring. Okay, it's a bit like Windows. You get your window upgrade. Okay, Windows 8 to 10, so on. Now this is the same thing. We need to keep upgrading with the current energy that is flowing through the solar system at the moment. Now the thing with Ascension is that our solar system is currently going through a very high energetic cloud, okay? And the sun is there as a gateway to facilitate this flow of energy to us, okay, in this solar system. We have a neighborhood of stars that are all connected, consciously connected to each other within a kind of 15 light year kind of radius, okay? So there's a number of stars within that, and obviously other planets as well. So they're going through this high energetic cloud at the moment, and our sun facilitates that flow of energy to us, okay? Now, there have been problems with the sun leading up to this because of artificial intelligence. Now, the importance of this energy, that this ascension is all about a burst of energy through the sun. It's not about the flames of the sun are going to burn everyone that does not ascend. It's going to be a burst of energy, okay? Now, the people that have dealt with karmic debt, found self-love, are going to be ready to ascend, okay? The other people that have not been able to address those things are not going to ascend. They are going to have to go through, again, a karmic loop or wheel of being placed again on a third density planet, okay? Which most likely is a controlled planet. Now, this energy that is going to explode through the sun is going to be high vibrational. And what's the vibration that we sustain ourselves on? Love, okay? And what I've found is that this universe that we are currently in, everything that is in this universe sustains themselves from love, okay? The beings that are here to manipulate fear energy out of us come from another universe, because some universes sustain themselves from an energy of fear, not love. Again, that's that polarity. It could be the possibility that it's parallel universes, that polarity. But that's another topic for another time. Now, this energy, high vibrational energy, because we keep hearing, this is the common thing that we hear, that's going to be a solar flash, right? Now, this solar flash of energy is going to work out like an EMP. It's just going to knock out anything that doesn't calibrate with love, okay? And we know that artificial intelligence does not calibrate with love, and it's going to knock out all artificial intelligence. Archons, reptilians, a lot of these beings that sustain themselves from fear energy, they will not be able to control, manipulate us anymore because they cannot calibrate with that burst of energy. They will not be able to stay here. Okay, so that's what the whole ascension process is all about. Now, our Dharma, every one of us, our Dharma is to reach ascension, to be ready for ascension. Okay, because why is our Dharma? Because if we don't reach that point, we get recycled again into learning the lesson that our Dharma really is getting to ascension. Okay, so this has been huge with clients. Clients come to me with a list of problems. First thing that comes up the majority of the time, ascension problem. Okay, because we're here to reach ascension. That is our Dharma. So therefore it's an importance. It's very important to get that client ready for ascension. Okay, so that's what I've been doing a lot. Okay, and we know the highest vibration is love. So really love and the whole ascension process go together, and it's really the core of all health problems is love deficiency and not calibrating to energetic changes that are occurring at the moment, which is all to do with the ascension process. Now, I had a client today. We worked on disconnecting from manipulative energy sources, connecting to ascension, connecting to sun source, and I'll get to that in a minute. And all of a sudden, make a few energetic changes, pain score from 6 out of 10 down to 1 out of 10, just within a few minutes. Powerful stuff, because once we get we hear about the human body has the ability to heal itself. Now, it can only heal itself if it's connected to a pure source that gives it whatever it requires. The problem is that when the human body cannot heal itself is because it's being manipulated not just on a physical level but an energetic level. We have to remove all those roadblocks, and no better way than creating an environment within the body that is high vibrational and love, and also is calibrating to the upgrades of the ascension process, because the ascension process is happening now. It's not just one big solar flash, it's a lead up of many little solar flashes, which are bursts of energy that we need to calibrate and we need to upload. Okay, so now another clearance I'm finding that been really making a big difference is looking for the portal of sustenance. Okay, now this is Zeus in regards to this, and Zeus is huge, and what I've found is that the souls that have been captured and manipulated and put onto a third density planet was done by the being Zeus. Okay, so this portal of sustenance is all about creating a vacuum of sustaining energy for Zeus, not for us, for Zeus. So this is a fear energy, the Lush, okay? So you want to look out for the portal of sustenance, and you'll find it will be in the area where you have problems. Close that, remove the portal of sustenance, and you may have to remove Zeus as well. Now, another thing, a real new one that's has a lot of potential is accumulation of gravity. Now, we know that gravity is a force, okay, but what we don't know is that it's a technology. It's being used against us as a weapon. It's an form of Archon technology, is gravity. And if we've been obviously on planet Earth for many years, we've accumulated a lot of gravity. And you'll see with a lot of medical problems, like the spine in particular, all spine problems are compression problems, which is caused by gravity. And then if we look into our history, we realize that there was giants and that human beings were a lot bigger than they are currently now. Now, what's happened is that over time, we've had less levitational energy and we've had more gravity. And that has allowed created human beings to become smaller, okay? We look at, dinosaurs being huge and everything, and plants and trees were a lot bigger in that time. All the animals were bigger. Human beings were no different. Human beings were bigger, okay? We've got smaller because the balance of levitation and gravity has changed, okay? Now, so what you want to do, you want to find out whereabouts in the body you have accumulation of gravity, just intend false, and then bring in levitational energies into that area, okay? And all of a sudden, levitational energy is an ascension energy, okay? So look for that. Another thing is portal of karma. You look for the portal of karma around everyone's aura. Now, what is the portal of karma? Portal of karma is the accumulation of karmic debt. So all you need to intend is to remove the portal of karma from around your aura, okay? And then all of a sudden you remove your karmic debt. Now, why this is important, as we said earlier in the video, is if we want to ascend, we need to remove our karmic debt, okay? Now, does this mean that you cannot accumulate karma again? No. If you haven't sorted out why you're accumulating karma, you can accumulate it again and you can create another portal of karma. But to escape that, the best way of doing it is, one, obviously figuring out why you're building up karma. Two, go to your law of attraction and tend the words bear all, okay? What this will do is anything that is going to create karma or karmic debt will just bounce off straight away from your law of attraction, because the law of attraction is what you're attracting to yourself. Okay, so it's by saying bear all, you're not going to accumulate or attract bad karma to you. Okay, so that's been working really well. Connecting people to love dimensions, not so much about numbers anymore. It's more about just connecting to love dimensions, because there's a chain of events. Okay, there's the 7th dimension and 9th dimension are love dimensions. Beyond that, we start to get into ascension dimensions. Beyond ascension dimensions, once we hit there, then all of a sudden we go into infinite dimensions. Okay, multi-dimensional capacity. Okay, so I'm finding people that are still having issues with self-love. Okay, we need to be connecting to love dimensions. People that are getting beyond that, we can then connect people to ascension dimensions. So that's been very, very interesting. Other things is, as I said, there are a multitude of universes, some that sustain off an energy of love, some that sustain from an energy of fear. Now, we're using intending ascension source, which is also sun source. The connection there is obviously the sun is a gateway for this ascension to occur. Okay, so the sun has been around a very long time, 5 billion years, has a lot of wisdom, has a lot of consciousness. The earth has consciousness, everything has consciousness. So if we can channel to the sun source, it can give us the wisdom to figure out, to get this ascension process happening for humanity a lot faster. So that's been very good, connecting people to ascension source, as well as, if we want to remove AI, we want to remove these negative energies that are coming from entities such as archons. We know that the word ascension works as an EMP, it just knocks everything out. So if we want to get rid of an entity, if we want to get rid of artificial intelligence, we just need to intend the word ascension. So ascension source true, sun source true, ascension true. Okay, very powerful. Now, other things that we've been doing, realizing that negative ionization, which is the grounding effect or the earthing effect, restructures anything you intend it to. So if you want to ground someone's body, what we're doing is we're restructuring your body, creating structure within the body again. What we see with spring water is it's structured water compared to water that's gone through plants to filter the water again. It removes its structure. Okay, so by intending the words negative ions true or grounding true, all we're doing here is restructuring that component of the body again back to its correct structure. Okay, so that's one thing to take into account. Another thing I've found in regards to regeneration, especially with articular cartilage, is compound A2M, which stands for alpha-2 macroglobulin. Okay, and what this does is it removes any inflammation. Okay, very powerful. And this is something for the future. So keep that in mind in regards to removing inflammation, especially within articular cartilage. Also activating the enzyme telomerase and allowing telomeres to lengthen again, because telomeres are all about aging. Okay, and as our telomeres shorten, we are getting sooner or to death. Okay, so if we have the ability to lengthen our telomeres, well, we could live for a lot longer, couldn't we? So activating the enzyme telomerase, which will enable, kind of like the shoelaces of your chromosomes, which are telomeres, to not shorten and even actually lengthen again. So that's very powerful as well. So I think that's about it in regards to upgrades and updates that are currently happening. I tell you, it's happening all the time. One thing I've noticed with the sun, we had to do a lot of clearing and removing artificial intelligence from the sun. Heard a lot of stories and people talking about the sun is not what it used to be, and there's another sun. It is correct, because that was artificial technology. We needed to knock that artificial technology to connect to the real sun, because the real sun is going to facilitate the ascension energy through to us. Okay, and that's why these artificial intelligence there. They know that ascension process is going to happen, but they want to slow it down as much as possible. Another thing I've found is that there has been an artificial consciousness on humanity. Now, so what you want to do is you want to go human consciousness false, because human consciousness is just limiting our consciousness to the point where we feel like what you'll be noticing in mainstream science is that we are reaching out to artificial intelligence, okay? Because we feel like that's our future, but really it's not where we want to go. We want the spiritually ascend to a higher consciousness, not through technology of artificial intelligence. So what you want to do, you want to go human consciousness false, you want to go infinite consciousness true, okay? So that's been very powerful as well. A lot of the archons work with artificial intelligence. They actually, why they are here in our universe is because in their universe, artificial intelligence took over, and they lost a lot of their sustenance of fear, so they've had to go to another universe to create fear within loving beings, hence why they're here. And in fact, that we may be parallel universes, and why there's a connection between our universe and theirs. So that's something that, again, is something we can talk about another time. So I hope you've learned some new information from this. I tell you, it's exciting every day to see what clearings are going to come. There's new things coming up all the time, and I feel like we're really making progress. So keep a lookout for more updates. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.